What'd you say?
Turn that off because we're gonna go. Yeah, I'm live. It's fine. I'm live right now.
Grab a mic. Well, can he talk? I mean, you tell me. Or does he want to be out there? Do you have the?
He's broadcasting live.
Hey, are we in the shot here? Whoop. Whoop. Are we in the shot here? Who's the who's the sound guy? Who's that gonna be? Is that gonna be Coach Corey? Are you gonna be the sound guy? Well, you're gonna have to turn people's mics on and off. You gotta turn this stuff on and off. Somebody's gotta. Well, then you need to give him the headphones. Probably. I mean, I'm not sure. Or maybe you're listening through there. Shouldn't be able to hear me. But you shouldn't be able because that means I'm going live. I'm going live, right? Shouldn't be. Should be off the air.
You're live because I can hear you.
I know. That's got internet. Is it blinking over there? Jesus Christ. You're monitoring the sound. Make sure it sounds even. Hey, live from National Signing Day, this is Sean O'Connor. I'm here with Bruce Williams, the head wrestling coach here, head DeMatha baseball coach here, director of football operations,
Correct.
head broadcaster here. So just like DeMatha, it's unique in that we do everything. You know, there's no question about that.
Agreed.
So National Signing Day, obviously a little unique. I'd like to talk about that, the change that's changed in years past. I mean, normally we'd have this. I think the DeMatha tradition goes back to almost 1988 or 89 where we've had 10 or more kids signed to college. The difference in this year is there was 2 signing periods. So did some guys already sign, or is this still everybody signs today in that question?
This is going to be everybody signing today for
Okay.
football.
Okay, so nobody officially is signed up until today. And I guess my question for you, we have 11 players that'll be signing for football, 1 for soccer, so it'll be 12 total players that you'll see on the screen through that. Traditionally, if you hear Mr. Pontine in the background, you'll hear the mention that they'll go soccer first and then football through that. But my question for you is was there pressure? Did you hear a lot of pressure of the kids of signing early, or is this still the tradition you sign in?
No, I think it's still the tradition. I don't see any of the schools trying to squeeze the kids.
Or
no.
do anything.
And out of us being from DeMatha, the respect and honor of you honor your commitment and your word. So if you said you're going to go somewhere, we're not going to change usually at the last minute.
And that's what's important, and what should be important. And I always say, you know, with the thing of baseball is you have a whole lot of early commits, and in football it's the same thing now where you get kids that are committing as freshmen and sophomores in high school, and that's great as long as you understand that you're giving them your word that you're going to go there. So if you're ready for the whole process to end and everything, as they're doing some testing here, hopefully you're going to pick that up, or you should be able to pick that up as far as the mic. I see Mike Geelan, who just came in. Mike Geelan, of course, is a former DeMatha great point guard in the 1988 National Championship game. His son, Justin, will sign a scholarship to play at the University of Maryland.
Right.
What's unique about that is, obviously, if you heard in our basketball broadcast, Mike was actually an assistant at the University of Maryland for basketball, even though that Justin is a 2-sport athlete, which we have a lot of. You know, and you'll see him, and hopefully we'll mention that as they come up in the broadcast and as the interviews and stuff like that. This is, for me, this is one of the bigger days for parents, and it's kind of like, I think, a graduation for an athlete. You know, when you graduate, you're not really graduating for yourself. You're graduating for your mom and dad, or your grandparents, or whoever coaches, whoever put you through the process. I think right now this process for a student athlete is almost more about the parent than it is the kid.
All the sacrifices the parents make through all of their athletic careers is coming to a head right here.
And you know, you'll you know, I know in years past through the different kids, and there's been some special kids that have obviously signed and been on this air, through the Shane Simmons to Lorenzo Harrison's, going back now to a Super Bowl champion Rodney McLeod, to throw out there, just to throw a name out there that is different than other people. But I think what's unique about this part of the process is the fact that the parents in some ways have gone from DeMatha to let's put the Penn State hat on, let's put the Maryland hat on. Not that they're not happy to be DeMatha families and not proud, as a lot of those alumni do come back and still go to the games and different things like that. But it is a quick transition too.
Very quick. It's quite funny. It's very, very, very quick.
So through the process and the different things, as far as you go through, you handle obviously a lot of the ops part, but one of the things you're really, really big on is the video part of this of our program.
Correct.
And making sure that is done well. And I think with a sport, and I'm not sure if there's another sport where it works, where video is so vital, not to get the blue chipper. The blue chipper's going to sign because he's a blue chipper and everybody knows about him. But the video to get when you're going to see guys sign to a Columbia, you're going to see guys sign to a Shepherd or a place where they don't have the high dollar budgets to just send and helicopter a guy down to watch him. I got to imagine the ability, and it sounds, you know, almost like the haves and the have-nots in some respect, but the ability to have quality video available at a fingertip to be able to get that is a huge asset to Coach Brooks.
Very much. For us, we're shooting multiple angles, so I'll do a wide and a tight on the top, and I'll do end zone then we splice it all together and create the highlights for the athletes in order for them to be able to present and send out to the colleges at request.
And I know, obviously, through the process, if I remember back when Coach McGregor and I helped him through this, it started about week 4, week 5, where people started to say, hey, do you have any senior films? Can you get us first 4 games?
Correct.
And I would imagine for you, that becomes a lot more stressful because at that point, Coach Brooks, Coach Campbell now want broken down of the next opponent, and the kids want. So you're the guy that's kind of been, I imagine, thrown off and said, hey, don't come to me about highlight videos. Go talk to Coach Bruce.
True. And now from there, we end up, we're breaking the film down for the kids to be able to review for the up-and-coming opponent. But in addition, we rely on a lot of computer systems as well, and a lot of the students here to help me splicing film. But it's definitely, we've got a lot of hours.
I can only imagine. See, as you see the student body
Starting to show up.
You see different guys all the way around. People go. Tom Ponton, we're going to start here. Hopefully we can add his mic to the equation here.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're waiting to see if there were other guests.
And that we will be able to pick that up directly on our mic as we go. See Coach King, our athletic director, high above everybody.
Aerial view.
Camera aerial view. We couldn't drop a drone in here, Coach? Come on.
We do on the football field.
Well, we've hopefully moved through that camera shot that the people didn't actually come into our view there. But if they did, it's okay.
Your student, just stand over there in the back.
Unfortunately, we had a very special guest, the new defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, who did not stop people going in front of our camera. Not doing a good job of that. Not his first job as the D-line coordinator, or defensive coordinator of the Lions. Of course, I'm mentioning Justin Cunningham, who now that the Patriots are not on
welcome
TV as
to
much.
our National Signing Day, which is always a very big day here at DeMatha High School. And we'll begin just like we begin any day at DeMatha. Father James will say a few words and then lead us in prayer.
Thank you. It's a great day for all of us, a great day for families, and a great day for the school community as we acknowledge the many gifts in the lives of our student athletes. It's always a pleasure to have this day and all the joy and happiness. And I just said to one of my colleagues, I said, this is a great inspiration for the underclassmen in our school to see this is what can happen if we work hard and follow Coach's directions and continue to believe in our dreams. So I certainly thank the parents for fostering that. I thank all the coaches. And I just found out that today is Coach Brooks' birthday. 29 and counting, right, Coach? 29 and counting. Good. Well, God bless you, Coach, for all that you do for us. I ask you to remove the headgear while we say a prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Loving God, the words, thank you, are so important in our life. We thank you, God, for the gift of life and for all those people you place in our lives to inspire us, to love us, to challenge us, and to guide us. So today we say thank you for the parents of our athletes, for all the love and devotion they had in bringing their son to DeMatha. We say thank you for the coaches who dedicate so much time and energy in shaping young men into better students, better athletes. And we thank you, God, for the athletes themselves, that they have learned and grown and listened and become aware of the many gifts you have given them to share with others. May this day be another day in which we know how much we are loved by you, and we are committed to sharing this love with one another. Bless us and bless those whom we love. And we ask all this in the name of Christ our Lord. Can I have an amen? Amen. St. John DeMatha. Pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father. We're going to begin with soccer, so we would like to ask Justin to come up here, and we have two soccer coaches. Had another great year last year with DeMatha Soccer, came oh so close to winning the championship. And our head coach from the class of '05 and then later played at Notre Dame does a great job, great player here, Andrew Quinn.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Andrew Quinn. I'm class of 2005, and I'm the head soccer coach here at DeMatha. Last season was my first season as the head coach, and I had an opportunity to work with Justin for that season. Justin has had an unbelievable 4-year varsity career here at DeMatha, capped by a very, very impressive senior season. I believe Justin led the team in almost every category possible, including goals scored. For his efforts, he was named All-American, All-Met Player of the Year, and All-WCAC Player of the Year. What's even more impressive about Justin is obviously his ability on the field, but what he brings outside the field. We graduated, I think, 12 seniors the year before, and Justin was the only returning starter from that team, and he had a challenge of leading a very, very young team and did an incredible job. He was a great example of how to behave at practice, how to compete in games, and how to excel in the classroom, proven by his 4.3 GPA. Justin and his family will be dearly missed for the program. They've been a mainstay in our program for 7 years, and we'll miss them dearly. We know Justin's going to have a fabulous career at the University of Maryland. We look forward to watching him continue to score goals at that level. We wish him and his family nothing but the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Gielen.
Why don't you at least introduce him, just say who he is.
Oh, additionally, some happy and some sad news. So up here with me is Coach Darryl Ferguson. He's been a coach here at DeMatha for the last 9 seasons. He's leaving the program. We're very upset to lose him, but we're very happy for him. He will be taking over the Laurel High School program. His dad has been there as a coach for a very long time. His dad's retired, and they have themselves a fabulous coach. So best of luck, Coach.
So, Coach, if we get you to stand up, the two of you, could you stand behind Justin here? We're going to take a picture. So, Justin, put the pen in your hand, put it down on the paper like you're writing. Now look up and smile to the crowd. We'll take a picture. Here we go. How about a round of applause for Justin Gielen? All right, coaches, we're going to ask you to exit. Stay there, Justin. And if Justin's family would like to come up here and stand behind him, and we will take a picture of Justin with his family. Since 2005, DeMatha has had 4 Washington Post Players of the Year in soccer. That's a tremendous statistic and achievement for a school to have 4 from one school over a 12-year period. It's amazing. And this is always such a happy day for the parents. So how about a round of applause for the parents there as well? Justin's dad, Mike, class of '85, DeMatha High School. So put the pen to the paper again, Justin, and then look up, and we'll take a picture. All right, that's it. Thank you all very much. Congratulations.
So Justin Gielen, University of Maryland signee, will be the first one, and will come the football as we transition into football here. We have 11 young men that will be coming to football, and hopefully I just downloaded the picture that DeMatha put in. Man, the technology you guys are doing, it's kind of crazy now. You got maps and everything like that. Put that out there, maps and all the different things like that. But we have Jalen Brown going to St. Francis University. Yes. We have Austin Fontaine going to the University of Maryland. Evan Gregory going to the University of Maryland. Anthony Hill going to Old Dominion. Michael Holt going to Shepherd. Ty Lenhart going to Columbia. Dominic Lyles going to Bucknell. John Morgan going to Pitt. Justin Tolliter going also to Pitt. Anthony Toro to Delaware. And Detrick Washington will go to Morgan State. So those are the guys that you will hear. I'm sure Coach Brooks will say a couple things about them. But anything off, obviously, from a perspective and the different things that you see for the different things that we possibly go through, what does this class mean to you as we get an interview set up over here?
I started with this class as our first full recruited class with Elijah Brooks. Okay. So this is extremely personal and important to us. So we're glad to see the success of this whole group.
So they're setting up. We'll go back to Mr. Ponton, I believe.
That is always a testament to our coach, Elijah Brooks, and his coaching staff, who does a great job year in and year out. So he's going to introduce this latest crop of stags, but a big round of applause for Coach Elijah Brooks.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to congratulate Justin, his family, and all the coaches, Coach Quinn. We were really close. Justin, if you've never seen Justin play in any capacity on the football field or basketball court, he's a fantastic athlete, fantastic student athlete. He was this close to playing football. I consider myself a decent recruiter, but I wasn't able to get that one done. But congratulations to you. I want to thank the DeMatha administration, Father James, Dan McMahon, Tom Ponton, Ed King, Matt Refkin. Without your continued support, we wouldn't be able to do this. Wendy Norris, Jen Redding, Adrian Fairclough, our guys spend so much time down in the training room with you guys. Thank you for all of your hard work and dedication. Everybody give our administration, our teachers, our support staff a round of applause. I'd like to thank my coaches who are here today. Obviously, they are a huge backbone to this program. They put in countless hours to help our program be successful. So, coaches, I thank you guys. And as a head coach, obviously wins are exciting. We look forward to them, but this is a day that I always circle on the calendar for seniors who put in so much work in the classroom, on the field, for them to have an opportunity, for this to be their day, for them to be able to head to the next level and continue their dreams. It's always a good day. So everyone give these guys a round of applause. All right, I'm going to start down here with Mr. Brown. Jalen Brown had a fantastic season, defensive tackle. He was an all-conference performer, one of our most explosive athletes on the team, always brought high energy, always played at a high level. And next year, Jalen will be headed to St. Francis University in Pennsylvania. Austin Fontaine, a four-year letter winner on the varsity football team, one of our most accomplished athletes to come through DeMatha, all-state, all-Met, all-American performer at both offensive line and defensive line. And next year he'll be headed down the road to the University of Maryland. Evan Gregory. Anyone who's been affiliated with the program knows how much I love coaching Evan. Evan always brought an intensity to the game. He did a fantastic job playing the offensive line the past 2 years. Evan is passionate about what he does, and without a shadow of a doubt, he'll head up the road with Austin and do great things at the University of Maryland. Anthony Hill. Anthony started at defensive end this year and did a fantastic job. Anthony converted from linebacker to defensive end, which is extremely difficult to do, but he's very athletic, very intelligent, and with that, he'll be headed to Virginia to play at Old Dominion University. Michael Holt Jr. There we go, Big Mike. Mike was another fantastic senior leader. Mike started on the defensive line for us at defensive tackle. Mike battled through foot injuries the past 2 years, but it didn't stop him. He still played at a very high level, and Mike will be heading to Shepherd University. Linhart. Ty had a fantastic season for us at quarterback. He was a senior leader, arguably one of the best people I've ever coached. Extremely intelligent, a coach on the field, 4.2 GPA, and Ty will be headed to New York to play at Columbia University. Dominic Lyles. Dominic had another fantastic season for us at wide receiver. One of the fiercest competitors I've ever coached, intelligent, blue collar, always did the dirty work when it comes to making tough catches across the middle, will block, will play special teams. Also another fantastic student athlete. Next year, Dominic will be headed to Bucknell University. John Morgan. y'all crazy. John had a fantastic season as a starting defensive end. Also had a great year for us at tight end. All-conference performer. Did a great job of getting after the quarterbacks. John will be headed to Pittsburgh next year to play with teammate Justin Talandia. Congratulations. Justin Talandia. 2-year varsity starter at cornerback, all-conference performer, long, tall cornerback who did a fantastic job. Also has the ability to play safety. Did a fantastic job at the USA national team a couple weeks ago. And Judd will be headed to Pittsburgh University with John. Anthony Toro. Anthony is a 3-year letter winner on the varsity team. Played both tight end and linebacker. Team captain, fantastic player, and he will be headed up the road to play at the University of Delaware. Say relax. And last but not least, Detrick Washington.
Oh, yeah!
Dex was one of our most versatile players the past couple years. Played linebacker, played the stag position, the safety position, also played running back. Had brought a physicality to the game, extremely smart, great student. Dex will be headed up the road to play at Morgan State University. And last but not least, these guys have put themselves in a position, number one as a student, and number two as an athlete, to go on and do some great things. And they won't be the last guys in this senior class to earn an opportunity to continue their education. We have several seniors who aren't up here today who will be headed to college deciding on their schools in the coming weeks. So one more time, if we can get a round of applause to all these guys.
As we wrap up there, we will have young men that will now put the ceremonial pen to paper that you will see up there and the different areas that come across as we bring Coach Williams in. The tough part about that is that we do the same thing in baseball each year, and it's so hard to say something about a kid in 2 minutes. I mean, especially a kid that you've seen growing up from 14 to 18 minutes. And it sounds like a canned speech when a coach says, well, he's a great kid and he's a hard worker. But it's hard to concise it, Coach?
Very, very much. I mean, I look at some of these, I got to see them when they came in, like you said, at 14 years old to now they're 18-year-old young men, and all proven leaders. All proven leaders.
Unfortunately for them, I believe there's been few classes that have walked out and won championships all 4 years, but winning 3 out of 4 is nothing to stick at.
Oh, not at all. They earned everything they've got, and I'm so glad to be able to watch these young kids on Saturday now.
So as we mentioned, here comes the smile parade now. All the parents.
All the parents.
I'm disappointed in the like I said, the mention of the college gear. Normally this is like a who's who of this is the new spring apparel coming out.
Right. Not a lot of the parents are
Not,
sporting the gear
not the
yet.
hat yet, or hey, you know what? The DeMatha gear is good.
Love our Under Armour sponsors.
Yes. Again, you're tuning to this is now the DeMatha television class, so so we're going to go
Another interview.
Another interview. I think they're going courtside down on the court. We will get Justin Galen.
We have Justin Galen, our Maryland commit for our soccer year. You know, it's a big day for Justin. You know, he had a huge year this year for our DeMatha varsity team. You know, 4 years. You know, winning 2 WCAC titles and being named WCAC Player of the Year this year. You know, putting so much time into the soccer program these 4 years. You know, what does it feel like that now that it's all coming to an end?
Yeah, it'll certainly be weird. Change of pace. It's actually been longer than 4 years from my experience with DeMatha because I had a brother, James, who graduated in 2015. So over a span of 7 years, coming to DeMatha soccer games and all that stuff. So it'll certainly be a weird change of pace, but I'm excited for it. So.
That's great. You know, they call you a baller on the field, on the court, and in the classroom as well. You know, with that 4.3 GPA. And you know, how has DeMatha really prepared you for college, academically and athletically?
DeMatha's been great. It's certainly provided all the opportunities for me that I would ever need to fulfill what I can do. It's been a lot of fun, especially creating the environment of competition between classmates and teammates and all that sort of stuff. It's a good environment.
That's great. You know, it's 4 years, like I said. What a career. For my last question, you know, do you have a more memorable moment, like most memorable?
Yeah. Weird enough, it was actually my freshman year when my career at DeMatha and my brother's actually intersected. We were in the championship game and he scored. We were down, I think, 1-0 with like 4 minutes left. He scored the game to go into overtime. He scored the goal to go into overtime, and then I scored it to win. And that was a pretty special moment for the whole family.
And he's a big-time player that makes big-time plays, I'll tell you that much. But for now, it's congrats, Justin, once again. I can't wait to see you play at Maryland next year, and we're going to send it back to the table.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the coming back up. The great interview by Justin. Congratulations to him. As you see in signing day, Coach Williams has left, but we're going through, as we get through the different process, the different guys that are going on the air. Hopefully the student sections will grab different guys for interviews as we go through. We'll get it again. 11 players. Hopefully we don't lose shots, but people seem to walk through our shot today and not doing a good job of guarding that in the area that we're at. People are walking very gingerly. So we got people walking through the camera shot, through the different scenarios and different things that come across. So we will hopefully grab an interview that I would mention. So as again, the chaos of National Signing Day. And we're waiting for some interviews. So I'm do my best if we can get an interview. So maybe get a shot of the people up front as they will as we see them all getting the pictures and the different things that we can show what's going across. Again, National Signing Day, 2018. As we're waiting for the chaos to kind of calm down here. Coach, what's going on? I could use a friend. Just somebody tells me what's going on. So,
the kids are are lining up their interviews. They have assignments to track down one of the signees and interview them. So we'll be going to them in just a second.
Okay.
So.
And obviously we had Justin earlier for an interview, and this, of course, is a part of the broadcast journalism class. So they do this each year where they do this event. What's unique this year is obviously we have multiple cameras. You saw the first angle that we had from courtside, which was, I guess, a added bonus to that. We now have a wireless mic that we walk around. You know, I think the audio was crystal clear, and obviously we're on different platforms. So, again, I don't know if this is the anniversary, if you would call it that, of the class, kind of the Mark 1 done, year 1, year 2, year 3, or do you really wait to the end?
We wait till the end. Baccalaureate Mass is usually when we kind of shake hands, pat each other on the back, and and celebrate the year. But yeah, we've come so far. I mean, it's a big deal, a big testament. I'm sorry, to you and your expertise. Without any of that, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'd still be with one camera. But
yeah.
You and Coach Puffett and Neil Murphy. I mean, there's just so many behind-the-scenes people that make this class happen, and I think the kids, I think we're going to see a bunch of them in years to come on TV.
And hopefully wanting to continue this, and obviously, you know, I think, you know, you mentioned it, you know, when we did a one-camera shoot, I think the setup time took about the same amount because maybe we didn't know what we were doing back then, and different equipment and different things, X, Y, and Z. But you definitely now have a new world of problems, I guess. You know, now it's getting interviews, getting locations, where you're going to be at, different lighting, different setups, different connections. So yes, the advance is going as we're going on the air, and we're looking for hopefully some guys to grab us through this. But it's definitely a different product, to say the least.
Yes,
you know?
and I you know, you keep raising the bar for us, challenging us to do new things, and I thank you for that. I mean, I want this class to be ESPN-like. So, and anyway, I'm getting.
I'd like this class to be ESPN too, because I would love the salary of Bergman. Just let me know. Just let me know.
You know, I'll take half his salary.
We're gonna go down to courtside for our next interview here.
Hello, everybody. I'm here with Morgan State signee Detrick Washington, class 2018 here at DeMatha. I'm T. Norman, class 2019. So, Dex, let's first start off with why you chose Morgan State.
Well, I chose Morgan State because of the location. Like, it's not that far from home, so I can still be with family 30 minutes down the way, 45 minutes down the way. And also the team, like, when I went on my official visit and went to games and stuff, the team was real family-like, so that's what I needed in my life.
How do you think DeMatha set you up to succeed on the football field and in the classroom?
DeMatha set me up in a good way because DeMatha is a college preparatory school, so like it deals with college, so it gets me ready for college for the next level. And especially the name, if you go anywhere, they'll tell you, if they ask you what school you go to and you say DeMatha, they automatically know who you are, so that helped me out too.
How does it feel to start the new chapter in your football career? Going to Morgan State, starting at the high school level, building up to that senior campaign, and now starting over your freshman campaign at Morgan State. How's it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It's a very humbling experience. Like, you start off as a freshman at DeMatha at a big school. You're a little fish in a big pond, but then you grow and grow throughout the years, and then you go to the next level. It all starts over again. So it's a very humbling experience, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Detrick, for that wonderful interview. Congratulations on the signee. And we're sending back up to Coach O'Connor.
Hopefully we can get a little quicker there, Zach, to get her up. Zach Strunzowski, our sound technician for today. He's learning that part of the process too, as far as making sure everybody's on when everybody's on. But, again, great interview. And if you could do me a favor, as guys are giving the interview, they're the kids you work with.
Yes.
So I'd like to give the kids that are giving the interview just as much credit as that. So that was
Detrick Washington. With Teague Norman. Teague Norman's brother Patrick was one of the good ones the last couple years. He's now at Old Dominion, and he was interviewing Detrick Washington. Detrick's I've had him in a couple of classes. He's always full of energy, makes me laugh, keeps me on my toes in a good way. I like a student like that. that wants to be in class and do the work and have a lot of energy.
So
that's a good thing.
Dedrick, of course, played baseball here for his transferred in his sophomore year, got hurt, played baseball here his sophomore year, and is now going to play baseball again in the spring. So
excellent.
That's always a good thing. We're going to head down back to courtside for another one of those great interviews.
Hi, I'm Carson Kolganik here with recent Columbia signee Ty Lenhart, senior of DeMatha. How does it feel to finally put the pen to paper?
Man, it's crazy. It's hard to believe. It's I mean, you always dream of doing this when you're little, and to finally do it, it's hard to believe. It's a cool moment.
Yeah, it's awesome. I know it must feel good for yourself. How does it feel to do this surrounded by your DeMatha brothers, all your other teammates signing as well?
I mean, those guys, we've been through the thick and thin, like from the very start, and to do it with those guys, I mean, it's been an amazing 4 years, and I mean, we've become brothers over the past 4 years, and to finally sign with them, man, it means the world. It's crazy.
Sure, it's a special day. Coach Brooks talked about you being an amazing student athlete, not just a quarterback. Amazing GPA. I've had a couple classes with you as well. Did you know you wanted to play in the Ivy League? Obviously, really good academics at Columbia. Did you know that, or it kind of just came?
I mean, from the start, I always considered Ivy League, and I always kept it an option, and obviously kept my grades up so I could do it. And I mean, God's plan, it's crazy to see how it all ends up, and to go to a school like that, I mean, it's incredible. I'm crazy fortunate because I know a lot of people don't usually get in, and I mean, it's an amazing school, and I can't wait to just go up there and embrace the environment.
For sure, that's awesome. I know New York City is going to be crazy to live in. I know your family's really proud of you. DeMatha's really proud of you. We're going to be really excited to see what you're doing there.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
The over-under on people running through our camera shot today. I had it at 2, and if we're at 45, I'd be shocked if we're less than.
Let me tell you something about Ty Lenhart.
Sure.
He's been in a couple of my classes as well. He's very, very impressive as a student and as a human being. I mean, he's just a nice kid. He has a lot of friends. You can just tell by the way he interacts with them. He went through a little adversity this year with football. However, he remained level-headed, positive, and you know, I'm really proud to have said that I've taught him in a couple of classes because I know Columbia's getting a good one there.
You see the moms that are now on taking pictures. We talked about the different things. Unfortunately, what he didn't learn as a quarterback is to not run in front of the shot. So, again, missed that part of the interview process. But what I will say is I believe, there might be one other person that could say this, but I believe his first start, no, it wasn't his first start because Bo got hurt last year. I was going to say his first start was on national TV. But
That's true. He had one
last year, so sorry about that. We'll go back down to courtside. I think we got Preston Moltz down there.
I'm Preston Moltz alongside John Morgan and Judson Tlandier, our two newest Pitt commits here from DeMatha football. So to start off with you guys here, obviously you guys have made a great relationship here, playing together for the last 4 years. What are you most looking forward to next year at Pitt?
Winning the ACC championship, taking my talents to Pittsburgh with my best friend and my brother is just something I look forward to when I get up there.
Right, so you guys have played at a big school like DeMatha here in the WACC. You know, what's it going to be like playing another, in a big conference like the ACC, playing for Pittsburgh?
DeMatha, they prepare you for college, so I feel like, it'll be a good thing for me and John. We're ready for it, so attack it in a good way.
Right, and you mentioned you guys are like brothers, man. You guys are like best friends. Played here together for 4 years. So, are you guys excited to play together next year at Pitt?
Of course, it's been a dream to play with him from talking to schools all the way from March to now. It's just been a blessing to be able to go to the next school, to the next level with him.
All right, that's awesome. So, we're really looking forward to you guys, making a relationship even for the next 4 years. Really strengthen that, and make DeMatha play out at the next level. So, obviously, one of the big questions is your guys' favorite memories here at DeMatha as football players. So, I'll start with you, Judd. What's your favorite DeMatha football memory?
My favorite DeMatha football memory would be last year's the 2016 championship. When we came back and beat St. John's in the 5-1 to the fourth quarter.
Right, I remember being at that game just in the stands. It was an amazing atmosphere, a great game, and it was so much fun. Now, over to you, John.
My favorite DeMatha memory had to be this year versus McDonough. When the defense came out and pitched a shutout in the last couple minutes of the game, we came out with a close win.
Right, another great game, great atmosphere. I know you're a little biased playing defense, so it was a great game, really fun, and just to close out here with you guys, good luck to both of you guys next year. We're really looking forward to what you guys can do, and I know you guys are going to make a great name for DeMatha. So I'm Preston Moltz alongside John Morgan and Judson Talandier, our 2 newest Pitt commits. Back up to you, Coach O'Connor.
Thank you, Preston, as he does a great job. It's tough to do 2 guys at once, but both guys going to Pittsburgh, maybe a Sidney Lowe and Derek Wittenberg situation.
Maybe. I didn't have Judson in class. I know he was a big leader to that team the last couple years on defense, and I know he plays with a lot of energy and a lot of aggressiveness, so that's going to be good for Pitt. John was in class. He's a good hard worker in class. Very nice kid. I think Pitt's getting 2 really good young men to their football program and their school.
And the good news to Pitt is that they're in the ACC, so they don't have to worry about losing to Maryland. Because obviously, DeMatha has enough with adding 2 new Maryland commits to them. I believe that at some point, Coach Durkin might do an 11-on-11 DeMatha versus the rest of the team.
The other team. That'd be pretty interesting. Now that you say that, I think we have 4 linemen there. We have 2 running backs.
Close.
So we just need a we actually have a receiver there.
We have a receiver there.
So maybe Marco Helms will go down there, and then we'll be able to kind of round it out.
Or we could just run the Wildcat. Lowe could run the Wildcat. We'll be fine.
That's
from that.
for sure. His speed and tenacity is definitely good for the Wildcat.
So we're going to head back down to courtside. We have another interview right there on the floor of the Morgan and Kathy.
That's good to hear. Okay, so just spent 4 years here as an 8th grader coming in. What really made you choose?
Just first of all, just like coming in.
Got technical difficulties as their mics probably not turned on. Might want to get somebody down there, hopefully, and apologize for that. We'll try to get down to them real quick there.
Yeah, and that's part of the fun of a student-run class. I mean, they are students. They're 15, 16, 17-year-olds. They're learning the biz, and, that's a good thing. It's a good thing that stuff like that happens.
So I think we fixed the problem, hopefully. Yep, I think we have.
Eric Nigerian here with Shepherd commit Mike Holt. Mike, first and foremost, congratulations. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good.
Good to hear. Okay, so 4 years spent here at DeMatha football. When you were an 8th grader, what really made you want to come to DeMatha?
Just overall, just starting off with the shadow day here, just experiencing what the people go through on a daily basis, and just seeing how the school operates and seeing how important that the tradition here is, and it just made me want to come here and be a part of that tradition.
Yep, so that's great to hear. Coach Brooks alluded to you having a couple foot injuries past 2 years. Still had a great career. Really showed your grit getting through those. What is your favorite memory of your DeMatha football career that you're really going to look back on? Maybe tell your kids one day.
Championships. Just freshman, sophomore, junior year, being able to have the opportunity to say I won a championship here at DeMatha, not just one, but 3. So that was also just a great feeling to have.
Yeah, that's awesome. Something that really shows the excellence here at DeMatha. So you're going to West Virginia to attend Shepherd. What really made you want to choose Shepherd in your selection process?
First of all, I just always look to make sure just seeing how the coaches are and how the team is, and I'm gonna be with the same coaches for the next 4 years, so I make sure I'll be able to get along with the coaches and just have a good relationship with the coaches for the next few years to make my decision at Shepherd University.
Okay, yep. So I remember you talking about opportunity a while back, right? Telling me about how opportunities are at DeMatha that aren't in other places. What would you tell someone that's in 8th grade thinking of going to a school about DeMatha? I think that you really took place in the process all 4 years, always working hard to get into the position that you are today. What would you tell them?
I would just tell them just always be able to strive for being great, and when you get your opportunities, always make the best of it.
Thank you, Mike. Congratulations again and good luck. Back to you guys.
Of course, Michael.
Another Walker. I had Michael Holt in class as well. Another kid that just makes me laugh. As a teacher, it's good. Again, it keeps me involved in the class. It's not just kind of mailing it in like, oh, I have this class today, which can happen. But you
especially as a senior,
you get a group of kids that kind of keep you laughing and going, and it's easy to teach a class like that. And Mike's one of those kids that brought a lot of energy to class. He's mature enough to be able to to understand a joke and give a good joke back. And those kids are fun to teach. I think they learn a lot more because they stay more engaged in the classroom.
I tend to agree. I mean, I know from my experience at DeMatha, the teachers that gave me a hard time or at least engaged with me, I seem to enjoy the classes a lot more. And unfortunately, you're never going to outsmart Buck, no matter what you were going to do. So even when you gave an answer and tried to get it, it didn't work out. We're going to head back down to courtside. Got another interview lined up here.
How you guys doing? It's Tommy Halligan, class of 2019, along with Delaware signee Anthony Toro, class of 2018. So Toro, as we just heard from Coach Brooks, was a 3-year varsity leader. He was promoted to captain his senior year. And what do you think was a big jump from junior to senior year, being a captain?
Definitely a lot more responsibility. Had to take a different role, had to work harder, be more of a leader on and off the field. Really just kind of set a guideline for the rest of the team, help some younger players grow up, and just make sure everybody stayed together and we stayed as one unit the whole year.
Yeah, it's always important to coach up the younger players and everything. So along with Corey Sproul, who graduated last year, 2017, he went to Delaware as well. And what attracted you and him, you think, there? Maybe just personally you?
They got a new set of coaches, and the history behind the coaches it's a legacy. It's going to be great joining them. The facilities are amazing. The university has a high grade for academics. It really just seemed to fit. It was close to home. The parents would come see the games. It's a perfect fit.
Yeah, it's awesome to have family come out and see the games. Not too far, Delaware. So last question. I know college is a big step from high school. What are you taking with you from DeMatha, whether it's academically or athletically, when you're on the football field? What did DeMatha maybe teach you to bring to the field, set your part as a freshman there?
Definitely at DeMatha I learned to never give up, always work hard, excel at everything I do. Be a student of the game is a big thing we learned here. Really just everything from DeMatha has taught me to be a better player, so I will take all of it to Delaware. And yeah, pretty much that's it.
Oh, well, you heard from Tommy Halligan, class of 2019, with Anthony Toro, class of 2018, Delaware signee. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's another kid I had in class. I sound like a broken record. I think the common theme, though, is when you do the work in the classroom and you come to school with the same enthusiasm that you play your sport, you're going to go places.
I'm glad you went with that. I thought you were going to tell me if you took your class, you were going to get a football scholarship, which I was going to call it. I was going to throw it out there that I didn't think. Unique, obviously, Anthony Toro comes from the all-boys DeMatha school to go to play for one of the few female mascots in America, the Delaware Blue Hens. Just to throw out there, random fact.
That's a good school, too. I know, well, it was way back.
Still is.
I was going through the schooling process. So.
One of the schools that for an athlete, you actually have to have a higher GPA than the normal NCAA standard. They play in the CAA, which is arguably one of the best things. Obviously, it's the shortest path of resistance. Right. If I just go through the camera, nobody will see me. I'm kind of invisible. So.
Well, I can definitely tell you one second that Delaware is getting a very studious athlete. I know he's going to work hard there in the classroom, and I'm looking forward to watching him as a football player as well.
We're going to head down as the madness continues down to courtside.
You recently recently signed with Bucknell University. How are you feeling right now that you officially signed?
I'm excited and motivated. Motivated more than any time before. A lot of people banging on me. They're they influenced me to. Wait, can we start? Anyways, I'm just motivated.
And you had a lot of offers. There were a lot of places you could have gone. What made you choose Bucknell? Besides the schools?
With the schools, they're academic. Academics is a big part of me, a part of my life. Football too, a great football team, great academics. A lot of other schools did not have that I had offers from. So yeah, then I felt it was the right fit.
Bucknell's in the Patriot League. You're going to see a lot of quality teams. What are you looking forward to? What do you think you need to improve on throughout the summer so you dominate at the next level?
Working on route running, speed, mostly route running, speed, and hands coordination. Work on that, try to get better. Yeah.
So, Dom, what was your best memory at DeMatha or thing you're going to miss most?
Probably the family, the fellowship I have with my brothers. Like I've been playing with them since like 4 years, and like looking back at it, like these past 4 years, these like we've grown a relationship, and that's the most thing I'm gonna miss.
Well, Dom, you made a lot of key plays for the DeMatha Stags. I know you're going to be great in college. I wish you best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Bryce Carter. This is Dominic Lyles. Thank you.
So, Coach, I think next year, and this is just my thing, is we forgot to put the tape up.
Yeah.
In years past, we used to put the thing that blocked it.
Right.
But if we're not going to do that, can we make a put in the DeMatha Way class to say, if you see somebody filming, to not walk in front of the camera? I yell at my daughter because I think it's her playing with her cell phone.
Right.
But now I've realized it has nothing to do with that. You cannot have it, and you're going to walk through because it's the easiest way to go.
I think, I was going to go one step further. I think I got to get Tom and Pam to build us a platform to kind of give us that kind of ESPN look and feel for a day like this. I mean, with so many celebrated athletes that go through the school, maybe that's the way we need to go.
If you give me that platform, I will put on the stag head to see, because if we could do that for the pregame, can you imagine that? Who's going to win today? And have us put the stag on? That would be awesome.
The old Lee Corso.
Our students would get nuts. I mean, it'd be a lot of fun. I think as we go through the process, the evolution of the DeMatha TV class and different things as you're joining us on, it's NHFS. I always mess it up. National High School Federation, right?
Sports, yes,
Sports.
network.
Network.com is where you can get every event that we do, no matter what it is. We do have some different events that we'll put on different platforms. But if you want to guarantee that if something that we're doing, that's the easiest way to do it.
You can follow us on Twitter at DMStags with a S TV, and that's the actual best way of knowing when we're on the air.
Okay, it's just to follow that. We're going to head back to courtside. They keep coming. We got 13 of them to get through today. Let's go back down to courtside.
Hi, I'm Bryce Carter, now here with Anthony Hill, who's committed to Old Dominion University as a DN. I know you're pretty excited right now. How are you feeling?
I'm really relieved right now just to get this recruiting process over and just to know where I'll be spending my next 4 to 5 years academically and extracurricular-wise.
And you had a lot of other offers besides Old Dominion. What made you choose Old Dominion?
Just the family atmosphere. Like when I went down there, like they showed me love, and that was one of the top schools that like really was interested in me. So that's where I'm gonna go. That's where.
So Old Dominion is in Conference USA. You're going to be playing a lot of quality teams such as Marshall and Florida Atlantic. What do you have to do in the offseason to dominate at the next level?
I really have to work on my agility, my hand movements. That league, it really has some nice tackles in it. So, got to beat them with speed and strength.
Yeah. I think that you have such a great quality moves when you play. And as I just said, you could improve so much. What else can you improve?
Just a lot. Just condition more. Just more conditioning. Get my wind up so I can play all 4 quarters, maybe 5 quarters.
So what do you want to accomplish outside the school at Old Dominion?
Graduating 4. Graduating in 4. Get my business degree.
So what's your favorite memory about playing for DeMatha? I know it's so much. It's going to be hard to pick one. Like, if you got to pick one, what would it be?
I would probably say my best memory at DeMatha was when we won the championship. Was that 2016? Yeah, 2016-2017 season where we got St. John's in the end zone. Yeah, that's probably my most memorable moment right there at DeMatha.
You have such great potential, and I know you're going to do great. You're going to play quality teams. You're going to show out for DeMatha. You had 2 great seasons for DeMatha. I wish you the best. I'm Bryce Carter, Anthony Hill.
Thank you, guys. As we come back up, there's a couple more to get. Interesting, he mentioned try to graduate in 4 years. Brock Rubel, a former student of mine, played at Florida State, just graduated from Florida State this year, and now has moved on, and I believe he's going to play at Toledo. So he's already graduated now. Now not only has he got his undergrad paid for, now he's actually getting a football to pay for his grad school. So pretty cool that these kids have the ability to do that and the resources And I like he is the first student athlete that said, hey, one of my goals is to graduate in 4 years. I think that's pretty cool.
Yes, absolutely. I did not have Ant Hill in class. I saw him all around campus. I just hate saying the same things. I mean, he's a high-energy kid. He cares about what he's doing, cares about the people around him.
It's what me and Coach Williams were talking about. And I've had to do the signing days, every year I've been here too. And to have to talk about a kid for 3 minutes, it almost sounds like every kid's the same kid.
Yes.
And that you don't care about them, but you just can't do it. I mean, they are good kids. That's why they excel, and that's why colleges are interested in them. And,
right.
And they all do work hard, and they but it this environment where you're almost, not that you're forced to say something about it, but
right.
It's expected that you say something about it, makes it tough. As we're going to head back down, we've got another interview on the court side.
Hey, it's Tommy Halligan again, class of 2019. Jalen Brown, class of 2018, and St. Francis next year for football. So he just signed his national letter of intent. So a lot of schools started offering you senior year, Seton Hill being the first, and it really brought about a busy senior year. So how did the process go with eventually end up at St. Francis and all the other schools and offers?
Well, actually, it started off slow. A lot of the schools were they were iffish about offering me and talking to me, but the more the process went on, the more intense it started to get. A lot of schools started coming in. So when one school offered, another school came in, and then another school came in. So it started to pick up towards the end.
Yeah, so a lot of schools were a little hesitant because maybe your height. How do you use that as a motivation on the football field and maybe, go to the next level?
Well, actually, a lot of people, when they look at me, they really don't think I can play. But, I just use it as an advantage because, being short, you can always have good leverage. So just take the good with the bad and just take the positive with the negative. So that's just how I'm going to use it, and just always a reminder that they're always thinking something negative about me.
Yeah, so throughout your time at DeMatha for freshman, senior year, the program won 3 championships. So what do you think going to St. Francis is really, what characteristic are you bringing along with you? Maybe make you stand out as a freshman, or maybe think you're the best at?
Just being an all-around competitor and just having the attitude of winning. I know how to win, and I know how to compete. Just coming at a big school like DeMatha, it's always competition. So I'm not going to shy away from competition.
Coach Brooks up there said you bring that energy to the field real great, and I wish you the best at the next level.
Thank you.
All right, we're almost there. I see the end in sight.
Yes, and I actually want to take the moment that my daughter was fortunate enough to be recruited as an ice hockey player and went through signing day for hockey. And as a parent, I mean, it's so emotional to see your kids' dreams come true. I can tell you that's one of the most emotional days as a parent to witness, to go through the stress of getting to that finish line, the being so relieved at once you cross it, and it's quite a day for an athlete. It's also quite a day for a parent.
I think, and I mentioned it early in the broadcast, graduation is definitely more for the parents than it is for the kids.
Yes.
And I think in a signing day ceremony where a parent, I think sometimes it's more for the parent than it is the kid. I think, yes, when a kid commits and that 24-hour where everybody tells you how great you are and you were the best kid I ever coached and I'm so proud of you. But then that ends.
It does.
And I think for a parent, it's kind of the same thing. This is a way, you walk out of work that day and people, where are you going today? Well, my kid's signing, and you perk up and you do some stuff like that. And then you get to the point where I'm sure you are in her college career where, it's not that it's anticlimactic, but she's there and she's playing, and there's never that attention to yourself until you graduate college.
Yeah.
And that's, that's unique or not unique as the best dressed man in the room walks by the camera in Elijah Brooks. As I think Preston's going to grab him, or we going courtside. We got a double duo down there, double terrapins. So we'll head down to courtside.
Hello, everybody. It's Teague Norman, class of 2019, here with the duo of Maryland commits. To my left, it's Austin Fontaine. To my right, Evan Gregory. Austin, I'm going to start with you. 4-year starter at DeMatha. How has DeMatha prepared you to move on to the next level?
DeMatha has prepared me to always be ready for competition, be prepared, and be ready for any obstacles that can come my way.
Definitely. Evan, Since you've been at DeMatha, how has that prepared you to move on and go to Maryland?
Just like Austin said, DeMatha has taught me very well how to compete, how to be a great man and also a great football player. So, yeah.
Going to school with this big guy, how does it feel to have one of your best friends going to school with you?
Nothing's changed. We've been playing on the same team since the 7th grade. Now we're in high school together and we're going to be in college together, so nothing's changed really.
And Evan, how do you like it?
It's pretty fun. We always have a good time. Even though we may probably have disagreements, we're still brothers at the end of the day.
And now going to the Big Ten, one of the toughest conferences in the NCAA. What do you look to expect for how it's going to change from the high school level to the college level?
It's just like high school, playing against the best and show that I am the best.
Pretty much what Austin said. It's going to be tough in the Big Ten, but I feel like we're ready for it.
All right. This is Steve Norman signing off here with Austin Fontaine and Evan Gregory, the two big Maryland commits, and we're sending it back up to Coach O'Connor.
Now I got to say something. In all due respect, I've been to a lot of DeMatha football games. I've never seen 110,000 people like in the Big House. I don't know if Big Ten football, and I will have to throw him out and beg to disagree on that respect.
Maybe in all 4 years that he played here, he's played in front of 110,000 people.
I don't even think that's happened. But
you got to include the 5 or 6 ESPN games that he played on, probably through some
I
of that.
like the confidence. I do like the confidence that but a little different as far as the
sure,
the
for
Big
sure.
Ten
And those guys again, they're in my class. They're happy-go-lucky, and rightfully so. I mean, they got bright futures. They work hard in school, and they're going right up the street.
I just want to congratulate the one kid that didn't take your class that got the scholarship, because it sounds like if you take your class, you get a scholarship.
Now you got all these guys that have been working for us today. They're going to ask me, hey, when do I get mine?
Well, look, that's the purpose of this whole thing.
Yes.
Is to recruit. And there's nobody better in recruiting than Elijah Brooks as we go down to courtside to talk to him.
Yes.
I'm Preston Waltz here again, but this time alongside Coach Elijah Brooks of this year's DeMatha football team. Great to have you here, Coach. So just to get started here, I'll start off asking the first question. So what has this season been like this year with this group of seniors, this group of guys? How have you guys been able to work together, and how is the season?
Yeah, we didn't on the field. We didn't have the results that we wanted this year. Ended up 6-5. But this senior class was a pleasure to work with all 4 years, and a day like this is fantastic to see all their hard work in the classroom, on the field pay off, and it's a great day.
So you got to be proud of all these guys. You have some big name schools like Maryland, Pitt, Bucknell, Columbia. So how are you involved in getting these kids into colleges, and what are some conversations you have with college coaches?
Yeah, so it's usually a busy time during the recruiting season. Coaches come in, a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, and what we try to do is separate ourselves from the pack and let those guys know the difference. It'll be to take a DeMatha kid versus another kid. So we've had a great track record of success sending guys to school, and hopefully it continues.
Right. And I know you have been through this process yourself. You played college football at William & Mary. So what was it like for you going through this process?
It's stressful for the kid going through it. There are a lot of fantastic schools out there. You can only pick one, and you have to try to find the right fit for yourself. So for me, going through it, and I started out at Kent State University, but ended up at William & Mary, and ultimately it was the best decision for me.
Great. Thank you very much, Coach. And good luck to next year's, and I'm sure we'll be out here talking to you again next year. So thank you very much.
Thanks for the opportunity.
And the most important thing is happy birthday, Elijah Brooks.
Yes, happy birthday to Coach Brooks.
So
and Coach Brooks was not fortunate to take my class because I wasn't at DeMatha when he was here.
He went to William & Mary. I think he did okay.
Yeah, I know he did okay. He's had a great career here. Just one athlete after another that comes through here.
They didn't mention it, which I'm not sure. I think it's his 6th year. Or
it's somewhere around there. Yeah,
it's 5th or 6th year. So yeah, I mean,
you
look
got
at it.
4 championships.
4 championships, and you look at the true tradition or the true legacy, I would say, of Bill McGregor.
Yes.
Which was getting kids to college.
Yes, that's
and that has not stopped with Elijah Brooks. Obviously, we won a lot of football games, and you win a lot of football games by having good players.
Yes.
But the tradition that was started in the early '80s by Coach McGregor and sending kids, which really put DeMatha on the map when it came to football, is obviously, and let's hope the next tradition is the DeMatha guy wins a Super Bowl every year.
Yes.
As Rodney McLeod. Congratulations to him as we're giving our
Who
shout-outs.
Who did take my class, Rodney McLeod.
There you go. Win a Super Bowl, get a college scholarship, all the things that that Coach Rev can do. So, Coach, obviously, I don't think we got anything left as far as interviews. I don't
We're
see
done.
anything.
Yes.
I think all the chairs are put away. When they start picking up the trash, that's a normal sign to me that you have to wrap up. So is there anything that you would like to say as we wrap up this broadcast?
Well, obviously, I'd like to congratulate DeMatha football, DeMatha Catholic High School, and all of the athletes today and DeMatha soccer, and all of the athletes that signed today, and all of the athletes that are going to sign over the next couple weeks. I think it's a testament to what we do here. You alluded to it many times, not only as educators, but as growing these young men and the faith-filled gentlemen and scholars. Is a group effort. The faculty, the administration, all of their coaches. So congratulations to all of them. Congratulations to all the parents. Again, I talked to you about how proud I was. I do know how the parents feel. So that's something that's very special feeling. And I really got to thank you for your time. You do this out of the goodness of your heart. And we don't give you $1. We gave you 2 slices of pizza. I think that's about it.
I didn't get pizza.
No pizza. So
unlike the other people, I waited to set up before I ate.
Yeah.
And then once you let the cannibals eat pizza, there's no pizza left.
I'm one of those guys. But you know what? I really do appreciate how you keep raising the level of this class, keep challenging Mr. Puffett and I to do more, do better things, bigger things, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much.
And I can't wait until we have a drone next year broadcasting the football games, which
just like NFL,
right behind Coach Brooks as he gets mad and he throws his water bottle at our drone, which I could definitely see happen. So,
lastly, I do want to thank all the kids,
that
they did a great job. Some of those young men that you saw interviewing our athletes that signed, they're stars in the class, and they do that because they're constantly trying to get on camera. And they're constantly trying to learn more and more, and even the guys behind the scenes. So,
I know from years past, this day has been something where maybe because you hold them back, they're like animals wanting meat.
Right.
But they seem to relish in the idea of getting on camera and interviewing their teammates.
We got some special kids in this class. I'm really proud of them, and I know we're going to continue to close out this year. We're going to try to get some spring sports because they want to do it, like baseball.
Yeah.
Because they want to do it. They're the ones.
You heard it. You heard it. There will be a spring sport broadcast. Not that that's been promised for 5 years for us. Just throw that out. That spring sports broadcast will have a basket and a catch.
Well,
that's what it will be.
When you have 9 kids and you can't get them to get motivated to do that, and the weather doesn't.
Don't talk about my baseball team like that.
So it's
we have more than 9 kids on the field. That's messed up.
But we're
there was real quick though. There was a broadcast in case people are maybe tuning in expecting something else.
Oh yes.
Yes. So we should probably mention something about
hockey.
that.
The hockey game tonight was going to be broadcast. However, that's been postponed due to the ice. So,
hockey, do we have a date for that?
Not yet. All I can say is hockey cannot be played on ice, apparently. So that's a joke that Ms. Bertram told me this morning, and I had to use it on the air. So, no, there is no makeup. It's either going to be Friday or it's going to be Monday. Just stay tuned. We're going to try to bring you that game because that's huge. Us versus Gonzaga is huge.
In purple.
And tomorrow night, actually, we are not broadcasting it. But DeMatha hockey plays Archbishop Spalding, and that is a very big game. Spalding's trying to push up for home ice in the first round of the playoffs.
And where are we at? Are we 1 or 2?
We are tied for 2. If we can close out the last 2 games, we would be 1.
And who is it? Is it us and Gonzaga?
Gonzaga's 9-0-1 now. Landon's 8-1-1. They have 1 game left. And then we're actually 7-1-1, but we have Gonzaga and Spalding left. So we're neck and neck, and then Spalding's right behind us. That's a big game for us tomorrow at Piney Orchard, 4 o'clock.
So their home ice.
It's their home ice. We will not be able to broadcast that.
Okay, that stinks.
Yes.
We could. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about Renegade broadcasting later. That's how I started my career. Just don't worry about the rules. Just don't ask. Ask for forgiveness.
Absolutely.
We have a priest. Father James will say we'll be good.
Excellent. I like it. I like it. Yeah, once again, raising the bar of the class.
Raising the bar. All right. For everybody that is tuned in, thanks, everybody. Congratulations to the 12 individuals and families that signed today. Congratulations to the coaching staff, the administration, the faculty, the training staff. You heard it all. For everybody, thank you for the honor of doing this today, and all the kids in the broadcast. For Coach Revkin, Coach Williams, who was on today, Coach Pelfit, who's been around organizing everything. I'm Sean O'Connor from the Kathy and Morgan Woon Gymnasium. This is DeMatha Signing Day. Thanks, everyone.
All right, Zach, last one left. You got to shut everything down.